Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today on Drummond Island as we look at the mission Cousin Cletus. Now, this mission involves us picking up 2 pallets of oil barrels and delivering them to a lighthouse keeper. At first thought, I think this will be pretty simple, but I was quickly proven wrong. So we start today in the Fleetstar F2070A, and this is us perching ourselves on a cliff edge, ready to try and get the first pallet of barrels. As I say, this mission seemed quite simple when you read what you need to do. You just need a truck with a crane, and the Fleetstar's the perfect one for that. I didn't take into account how far down these were. As you can see, straight away we're getting the crane out, and the Fleetstar is not in a good shape. The angle we're at wasn't brilliant. We're currently on an edge that's not fantastic. But I'm here now that we've got to try what we can. Managed to winch yourself back to the tree to keep yourself slightly upright. Again, we probably should have moved rather than trying to stick this out, to be fair. But from here we should be able to just about reach them, although saying that, the crane doesn't seem to go out too far. I must admit, I'm not the best at this crane work at all, so some of what happened probably is down to me. And as we attach to the barrels, the Fleetstar goes over. But I kind of thought, well, that's not a big deal. The GMC, in its logging configuration from when we delivered the logs 2 episodes ago, was ready to help. And I thought, okay, we're here, Fleetstar's there, there's a tree we can use to prop the GMC up, and we can pull the Fleetstar back onto its wheels. Happy days. So let's try that then, shall we? That'll be the winch attaching. Just trying to decide on where to put the winch. Winch is attached. Let's winch them up. Didn't quite work to plan. We obviously weren't close enough to the tree to actually help us there and prop us up. So again, the GMC went over. So I drove all the way back from Smithfield Dam with the heavy crane now on the GMC, thinking, okay, we can now pull it out with this. It's a heavy crane, but as you see, as the Fleetstar falls off the side of the cliff, the GMC goes over too. And we're going to swap to the Fleetstar, which is now on the bottom of the cliff. Next to the barrels, I must admit. But I don't think it's in a position for us to pick them up. Just trying to see if there's anything we can do here to right the GMC. That's not going to happen. Let's swap to the Fleetstar. And it's on its wheels. No! We've kind of had a bit of bad luck there, as it was on its wheels and possibly could have carried on. But instead, it is down and it is out. So we're going to start again. We're going to come at this with a different angle. So we're going to drive from Smithfield Dam up the big mountain and to the warehouse and come in via that way. And that's where you join us right now. 2 hours of recording so far, and it's not gone well. But this is it. We're going to do it slightly differently. I think we're approaching it wrong. We're approaching it at the wrong angle. Let's just... So on this route, the first lot of pallets is ready to collect. I wonder if we should grab those first on the way. It'll give us a bit more weight, which may help us when we try and pick the others up. And we can go from there straight across to where we're going. We're passing them anyway, so I think it makes sense to try and pick them up. I can't see the reason not to. Other than the fact if we fall off the cliff with both of them, the whole mission is resetting. So we're not losing out really. And it means we don't have to come back on ourselves to collect the first pallet. So I think that's what we're going to plan to do then. I think we go and collect the first pallet, and then we'll go into the cliff edge one and try again. It's just been a nightmare so far. But yeah, 2 hours of recording. There's going to be some nice outtakes, I think. We do need to get rid of the GMC. It is still there, so let's quickly send the GMC home to Smithfield Dam. Right, the GMC is now back at Smithfield Dam in the garage, having been recovered. Hopefully we don't need to recover the Fleetstar this time. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this works. Now I think what was going wrong previously was the angle we was at, we weren't really on a stable surface, but also we was going in frontwards. I wonder if it would be better to go backwards, because you're going to be a lot more stable. It's going in the back of the Fleetstar anyway, so you're not really putting yourself over your front. Your heaviest point you want at the back. You don't want it at the front where the crane is going up and over, is my thinking. So in my eyes, if we use the crane and reverse up to the edge. The heaviest point of the Fleetstar is the engine block, and that's going to be staying ahead of the crane, if that makes sense. I'm thinking angles, balancing, weight. Whether this works or not, I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of to do things slightly differently. Okay, so first pallet we're going to quickly go and grab is a left-hand turn here. Well, kind of left-hand turn. It's down there. I think we can... I don't know if we can drive down there, to be fair. I don't know if I want to risk that. There is a little bit just ahead of us there that we can actually park up and see if we can grab it, I think. Yeah, there's a bit of an opening here. So yeah, I think it's... Well, let's try it. Let's get the crane out and see if we can get it from here. This isn't a steeper cliff. I don't think I need to reverse up like my thinking is for the bigger cliff. I think we're close enough. It's not that big a deal. But let's find out. If we start at the tip, we'll change over and go reverse in. But I'm guessing we'll be okay. Just because we're not really stretching out that far compared to the other one. Right, we've got him. It's hooked. And again, apologies straight away for my crane work. I don't know what I'm keeping in from the previous issues, but my crane works really bad. I don't know what it is, I just can't seem to get the hang of the crane very well. It's not even going up. I'm trying to get the crane to go up here, and it won't go up. I do get confused with up and down a lot of the time with the crane as well, so I tend to go down when I want to go up. But once I know what's up, it's fine. We don't use the crane very often, to be honest. But this is not moving. I want it to go up. Come on. There we go. Okay, please don't get stuck on the side of the mountain. Mountain, hill, cliff edge. I think we're okay. Right, let's get this in the back. How am I going to swing this round? It's going up, just ever so slowly. I can't really see if it's high enough, that's the only problem. I need to swing it out as well, we're too close to ourselves. There we go. I've got to get used to this crane work, I really do. We're nearly there. Down. I think we might need to turn it, to be fair. I don't know how much of it has to be in for us to be able to pack it, that's the question. Let's turn it and then we should be able to drop down a little bit more. There we go. That's there. Right. Out of the crane and then we should be able to just pack it, job done. And that went really well compared to the previous attempts at the other one. We haven't attempted this one previously, but yeah, that went really well. Now it's time for the second one to actually go as well. It needs to. Whenever I come and do recording of SnowRunner, I always have a plan. It generally doesn't work, but I have a plan of what I want to get done in that episode. 9 times out of 10, aiming for between 20 and 30 minute episodes. I end up going a lot over, especially with mistakes and rolling and all that other stuff, and especially when you're in somewhere like Drummond Island, because you've got to travel from Smithfield down back here, which is fine, but the journey's quite a long one because you've got to go up the mountain in Smithfield down, past the warehouse and come through this end of Drummond Island, or you go through the other way in Smithfield Dam, then go through Island Lake and then to Drummond Island. You know, it's a nightmare. Okay, we need to find this hidden entrance. It's just there, so let's just mark it up so we know where the entrance is. It is quite obscured. But yeah, so it's trying to figure out how to get here quickly, which we can't do any quicker than we have done. And obviously there's no point in putting that in the videos because it's just us driving to the same place over and over again after we've tipped the vehicle over. But yeah, it's been an interesting one so far. The thing is, when you read some of these missions, you think, pick up 2 lots of pallets of barrels, happy days. Nice and simple, won't have a problem. Then you have a problem, it's, oh really? Okay, this is a bit of a dodgy bit to go down. I don't want the other barrels to come out either. Nice and slow here, I think. I also want to try and grab this other one before it gets dark, because I don't want to be trying to navigate this bit in the dark, because I think that would be horrendous. And I'm thinking we're coming back out this way rather than the other way. I think, if I remember correctly, the other way leads to quite a rocky kind of entrance bit, and it's not good. We're probably too wide, to be fair. Right, nicely down there. And then let's keep going round. No. Okay, we saved ourselves with the wedge, but our barrels fell out. That was what I was really hoping wouldn't happen. Right, we need to get them back in. I think we need to be... We're not really stable, are we, at the minute? We need to be a stable position, really, before we try and get these in. Let's just go forward a bit more. Don't want to be too far away, but I think definitely need some stability. I think we're fine there. We're at an angle going down the hill, but we're not kind of on one side or anything like that. Right, let's get these in again. Time for some more bad crane work. We'll get used to this at some point. These are upside down as well, so I'm hoping we can like flick them over with the crane. It may do actually when because it only attaches to the top side. When we lift these up, maybe they'll turn. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If I can get the up to go where I want it to go. We're having some issues. I don't know what it is in me and cranes. There we go. It is up. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I just can't get the hang of them. But I need to, because there's still a lot more crane work to do, I'm guessing, going forward. And this is just minor, really. For those that are wondering, the reason we picked the Fleetstar as well for this is because it's got all-wheel drive. It's quite nimble. It also was already here with a crane on it, so it made sense to use it. That's generally the reason, to be fair. If you remember, a couple of episodes ago, we swapped the trailer of logs with the Pacific P16 at the logging station on Drummond Island, so that's where it was, low on fuel. And then I looked at the missions. Well, I don't want to do another logging mission straight away because we've got 2 more main missions to do, both logging missions. I want to kind of split it up, so I thought, okay, well, let's do the other couple of missions on Drummond Island first, hence why we're doing Cousin Cletus today. And this was already there at the logging station. I made it to the petrol station absolutely fine. We had about 15-20 litres left, so no issues really. And it should be fine once everything's on the back of it. Fleetstar doesn't do well with trailers, but if it's directly on the back of it, it's fine. So hopefully. And like I say, it would already have a crane on, rather than driving something from Smithfield Dam with a crane on all the way here. Why not use what's already here? So that is the first one back on after a little mistake there. Took me a lot longer than I wanted it to, but that is my issue with cranes. I just don't know what it is. Maybe it's just practice. Maybe I need to go and do some construction simulator or something to learn how to use cranes properly. But okay, I don't know if that does it differently, to be fair. Completely different game. Right. Slowly catching monkey here. Don't want to go too quick. I don't want to tip over again if we can avoid it. Come on. Slow and careful. The problem is, well, it's getting dark, so trying to see the track to get where we need to go is quite tricky. And obviously the dense trees don't help with that situation. But there is a track here. There is an actual road. You can't really call it a road, can you? It's a track. And we are trying to follow it, but it's so difficult to see where it wants you to go next. This is steep. Yeah, that's steep. Just control it as we go down, really. Hope for the best. Don't close your eyes, because that'd be bad. There we go. And then it swings around to the right. That quick swing that's on. Right, actually, no, we're here, because it's just down there. Right. So, my thinking was, we want to back up towards it. As I said before, on the way here, the weight is in the front of the cab. The engine block is going to be the heaviest part. I know we've got the other load on, but maybe I should have moved them forward, but I think they're fine. If we back up, we should be more stable, is my thinking. Now, this could go badly wrong, and my thinking's completely wrong, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. The heaviest part is going to be further in on a fairly flat surface, and that should create a balance point for the crane, hopefully. I've made so many mistakes so far today. I'm really hoping this works. I can't afford to come back up all the way here again. It'll be ridiculous. Right. I don't know if we can reach it fully, but it should still connect. How it connects, I don't know. We threw it down, it kind of had a I don't know, a magnet on it or something. We are connected though. So, if I can get the up and down correct. And I know I've just been using this, so I should know up and down, but it doesn't always work that way. It's not going up. I have to drag it up beside the cliff the way this is going. It's just not wanting to go anywhere. It's a good job these cables don't snap. I definitely would have snapped it by now. No matter how strong it is, there's still a lot of force you're trying to exert when someone doesn't want to move. Right, I think yeah, no, it's coming up the cliff. We're okay. Come on, keep walking up. Please don't get caught on the ledge. Don't get caught. It's nearly there. Come on, last push. If this does it, it's going to be incredible. And then we've got to deliver them. But at least on the back of us. We don't have to go down a cliff anymore to get them. Unless, you know, something happens and we fall down a cliff, then that's a different story. But come on, we're so close now. We've already seen it flip over us because it only ever attaches to the top. So flicking over is fine. Do we need to get this up though? Come on. A bit more climbing. We're nearly there. Talking to it like it's real. Like it's an actual person. Right, let's get this in the back of the truck. And I think my idea of backing up to it actually has worked. The angles, the weight, and where the weight is situated to allow for that pivot, I think has worked fantastically. Right, we're just going to get this in the back. I've just been lifted up there, now I can't lift it up. How does that work? Come on. Literally just lifted you up a hill. Lift. It's okay, it's moving slightly. Fantastic though, but it is getting there. Come on. It's knowing how much needs to be in the back for the count. I think we're okay. I think that's nearly spot on. Okay. Unpack cargo. And then pack cargo. And then we're good to go. Look at that. We have it on board now. The next hard thing. I don't want to go left. We want to go right. We want to go back the way we came. Because left, I think, takes us to a really tight, rocky area. So we need to turn around here. And I can't afford to fall off backwards. I don't want to tip either. Come on. Okay, that turning around wasn't too bad. We've now got this steep slope we just came down to do again, but this time in the opposite direction, and it's getting dark. I do not want to be navigating here in the dark. I think there was no way we'd find the track if this was pitch black in here. Even with lights on, I think we'd struggle. So, can we get out of here in one piece before night falls? That's the big thing now. This quest has had so many different layers of personal missions to try and achieve just to actually get to this point. And the next one is getting out of here alive. Right, we can clearly see the track here, so that's not too bad, although we're a bit stuck in the mud here. Didn't seem to have the issue going in, did we? To be fair. But I think no, we're still not quite out. We are using the winch. Something we learned recently after talking about the winch and fuel usage and stuff like that. Yeah, it's nominal. So we should be using the winch more than we have done, especially in them kind of situations. Rather than just spin the tyres and try and get out. If there's something nearby to use with the winch, we've got to use it. I think that makes the most sense. That's after listening to you guys' comments as well when we talked about it last time. Right, come on. We're out of the mud, although this is brilliant. It's better than mud. Right, this is fairly flat, slight incline. I think we're turning left at the end here, if I remember correctly. We're so close to getting this done. Come on. I just can't. The thing is, you want to rush. You know you've got on board, and you want to go, okay, pedal to the metal, let's get this done. Especially when you've had it, it's been so frustrating doing this so far. But I know the minute I start to rush is the minute we lose the cargo. I really don't want that. I really don't want to drive another vehicle all the way here to pick up the Fleetstar again. That's the other thing. Right. I think we're okay. I think we're nearly out. Yeah, come on. Up the hill. There's the road. There's the road. We've done it. We're out. Right. The route to drop these off. That's the question next. So we need to follow the road to the bridge. Over the bridge. Yeah. Make sure we get the right turning here. So we want to go straight across there. And then we're taking a right at the end of the road. Is there no other way of getting there? I don't think there is there? Yeah, we need to take a right at the end of the road then. I didn't know, there must be, I thought there might be a small road or something we take. Although, would I risk it? Probably not now. There's no point risking something when we're basically there. Just need to get delivered. And I don't think we've had any issues with the terrain on Drummond Island Fleetstar previously, so I'm quietly confident we shouldn't have too many issues. I suppose the only real big issues is if we get too eager on a corner and catch something or fall over, essentially, turn over. That's probably the only time we'll have an issue, I think. But so far, so good. But yeah, I'm definitely driving at full speed. We're just taking it easy, trying to get there slowly and carefully, just to be sure we don't lose anything. This is the bridge, so we can get across here. I think the next incline's a little bit awkward, so it's trying to remember what each map does, has, and all that kind of stuff, and it is tricky sometimes to remember everything. And then you got to think, we're nearly done with Michigan. We should be done with Michigan before we hit 100 episodes. Fingers crossed. And then the next place, I've got to then relearn everything, because I've got to forget what Michigan was like and how their maps were, because we want somewhere completely different. I think it's Alaska next, which I'm still really uncertain. And we were talking about previously only taking one scout and one truck. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to take a bit more than that. There's no guarantee, and this is what people have said, there's no guarantee that you'll find more than a vehicle or two per map. So if we took a scout and a truck only, and we don't find a vehicle, we're stuck with two vehicles doing all the work, which, one, there's less choice, but also you just want different vehicles for different jobs. You know, the Fleetstar's the only small truck we have that has all-wheel drive. The GMC and the Kodiak don't, but they both are slightly better at different things. You know, they can put a trailer. Fleetstar doesn't like putting a trailer. Things like that are slightly different. So I think we're going to have to put a decent amount of these in storage when we move. We can always come back to the others. But yeah, the twin steer, you know, the Pacific P16, the heavy duty P16 in fact. We want to be taking that with us. But then I also want the twin steer. So it's one of those weird ones at the minute. And the more we get closer to getting all the jobs done, the more I'm thinking about that, what's coming up next, what are we going to have to do, what vehicles do we take. And as I say, when we first started this, the plan was one vehicle, kind of up to the two, and now I'm thinking maybe we need the fleet. But let me know what you think in the comments. I know we've had this conversation a couple of times. I think just using the same vehicles over and over again, not only is it monotonous because you're just using one vehicle, I think we need to take more than one of each, just because we're going to need to do a lot of work. And I'd like to have that choice of vehicle, but also the choice of what they're good at. That's the other thing, isn't it? So, yeah, do let me know what you think. I think we're going to have to take most. We might only take one scout, to be fair, but I think we've got to take some of the other trucks with us as well. Right, we're getting a little bit caught up here, but I think we're okay. That was just a bit awkward around that corner, wasn't it, really? So the problem is, when I'm thinking of other things, this is when we're going to make mistakes. So I need to be a bit careful how much I'm just chatting away, and then make a massive error. We are getting a bit stuck in the mud. I don't know if the weight of the oil barrels is causing us a bit of an issue here. We know obviously the Fleetstar doesn't like putting trailers, and it can be a little bit awkward sometimes. I didn't think this would really be that bad for it. And yeah, we're driving carefully, but even when I try and drive quicker, it's not doing anything. There's no power behind it in this state. Well, there's a little bit maybe, but in this state there's not very much. But we shall see how we go. Okay, this is where we need to turn right, isn't it? Yes. And then it's a straight run. Come on. So close. After everything that's happened, we're so close. Now, looking at that map quickly there, though, there was some issues we could see. There's some dodgy little passes we've got to make. I'm hoping the map makes them look worse than they actually are. That would be the ideal way, I think. But there's no guarantees. So, we just need to head. We're heading into the water, aren't we, to cross, actually. Okay. With the weight we've got on, I don't know, well, the Fleetstar should be okay. It's generally quite good at water crossings. We go right here. But it needs to be, I don't know, it needs to be light, essentially. We might be okay here, to be fair. It's a bit muddy, but I think we'll be alright. wasn't too bad. As we get out, yeah, no, we're out. I think that wasn't too bad, to be fair. I think I was more wide than I should have been for that. I think that's the last dodgy bit of the route here. I think. It should be a straight run now. Actually, maybe not. Actually, no, it seems okay. It's one of those, you just head down itself. We're here. We can drop it off. We're done. So, 2 lots of pallets of oil barrels can now be delivered. And that is Cousin Cletus complete. Another job is done. We've got one more side mission to do on Drummond Island. We'll do that in the next episode. And then we'll move on to one of the 2 final logging missions. We'll do a couple of missions on Smithfield Dam. Final logging mission, then contest. And then we're out of here. But massively thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of SnowRunner. We'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching.